Hello, welcome to episode 9. Okay, so this episode I'm going to keep nice and short, and I'm just going to build a room. So kind of the basics. Get this room over here finished, talk about it a bit, go right through that. No more hour-long episodes, well, until the next one. There we go. So I knocked over a mountain, like you do. I removed most of the mountain over here that was in the way. My coal also finished up. So I had a vein of coal, which was kind of in the way here, and I just set up my ore to output right over here where it was turned into construction paste. Because I needed plenty of construction paste, and I really needed that coal out of the way. That's all done. I don't mind finishing that up with some extra coal, because I could use the coal in my inventory. I'm gonna finish replacing out the floor. I kind of like the floors to be construction blocks. I don't know why. It's just personal preference at this point. I don't think run speed improvements still happen, or at least not with these blocks. That might be slightly faster. Oh, that's a little faster, but it's really not enough faster that it makes any sense that I spent so much time running around setting these up. So the big thing I'm going to need here is energy grommets. Where are rooms? I think they're in here. They're not in here. Oh, they have their own. Yes. Okay. Logistics grommet. That's what they're called. For passing things through the wall. Probably need like...
Crafting.
I need a lot of these, actually.
Crafting.
So I'll just make 15 for now. I need one set of inner airlock doors, one set of outer airlock doors, and a generic room controller. Alright, and then I'm gonna go replace these out along my wall. So I was going to put the wall right there. This was the mass storage page. This can also be... Actually, let's start over here. This can also be the room page. I think that'll all fit. I'm going to need to leave a spot for energy grommets. Well, I'm also going to want... Okay, well, we need our own room page. Here works. Logistics grommets, energy grommets, which I'll make later. We need one of whatever I'm making rooms out of. Question is, should I make it out of something different? Have my rooms look different? I don't think so. No, I'm gonna do grooved cement again. Crafting. 8. Doors, other doors, room controllers. There we go. So the logistics grommet, you take a conveyor belt up to it on one side, you take it away on the other side, and materials pass right through. So it's needed for the room to understand it's a room, that there's a wall in the way, but it basically functions like a conveyor belt gets to stay there. So this is the base. Oh, I didn't make enough. I am one short. I think I'm gonna need more machine housings. I have an entire one of them. Yes.
Crafting.
I'm gonna need more copper wire too. Oh, another thing I did in between episodes is I set all of these up to request their ore from over there, kind of 5 at a time. And I added a whole bunch more scrap freight carts in here, so I got 50 in there. Luckily, they're real cheap. And where were my grommets? Alright. Then I need to build up my walls. So I'm making the room nice and big because there'll be plenty of other things to stick in there later. I'm gonna have to destroy this rock. That always makes me sad. That was a lot. And now I'm gonna get a bunch of ore out of it. And I'm gonna wall. Actually, let's finish off the floor. So a nice thing you can do when you're replacing the floor, you lose the materials, so you can't turn them into construction paste, but you can just click once far away. That opens up a spot, and then you press Control and click, and it builds two. So all of this rock, detritus, whatever that is, just got replaced, so I lost it. I can't turn it into construction paste, but that's okay. And it was a lot easier. So how tall? Nothing in here is going to be really very tall, so I want to do tall enough to walk. So I like, the doors are 3 high. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the minimum to do for the doors. And I think we'll just do the minimum for here. Aim way over there. Press Control, it'll come up to the same level. Do Control, and it'll build across. Same here, I just want to go right across. Oops. Let's go start over here then. I didn't quite make it. Close, but not quite. This is going to look like a really squat building from outside because the floor level actually needs to come up to... This is going to be my floor as I'm running around it. It looks like a little bunker. So let me put my first door. That's outer. So inner airlock. You just... do it here.
Structure complete.
It says structure complete, but it's not very complete. It isn't really doing anything. It'll open for you, but this does not constitute a room. You then have to build a little tunnel out. It has to be, you have to have an opening of at least 3 long before the next one. I'm not entirely sure why. Some requirement for however these are working. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna have to do a 4th one, which is actually gonna be the frame. Right here. Outer door frame. I don't know, maybe I should move these up by 1. I'd have to move the ceiling up by 1 too, though. So I'm going to leave it as is for this one. Where I'm just... the door itself is inset. But I think in the future I'm going to need to... I'm going to want to put it at ground level, walk in. There we go. This doesn't seem to be working to let me in. There we go. It lets me in. It's still not a complete room. You have to have 4 walls in a square shape, and then you have to put the generic room controller in. And sometimes it can be a little buggy about understanding if all your walls are there. So every once in a while, I think it might be like rooms that are across 2 segments. You've accidentally done that or something like that. It might decide that there's some block that is totally wall, even though it is not a wall. It's either a conveyor belt or it's just nothing at all. Okay, I don't think I made this tall enough. Let's take a look. Coming in. Well, we're gonna go with it. Good enough. Finish up the build twos. And there we go. We have a concrete bunker. I need to put down a generic room controller. See if it can tell. Yep, it's a room. Yay. I can tell by the fact I can't see a thing. I need room lights. There we go. Room light number 1.
Crafting.
Let's put this over 4. And these work like the creative blocks where you only need 1 to create your hot button. But after you have it, they'll auto-craft right out of your inventory, so you don't have to craft them ahead of time. You can just run around clicking. There's a lot of different, with the Dapper DLC, there's a lot of different light. Oh, this drives me crazy. Oh, you can rotate them now. Nice. Very nice. There's a lot of different light options. I really haven't decided which one I like best. I have noticed that the light only carries so far, so it's better to have a bunch throughout the room, like a bunch of small lights throughout the room. If you try to just put big lights, it's still dark on the other side of the room, but it's super bright on this on the other side. All right, that is a room, one entire room. So the reason that this was great is that machinery in there can run and it is not rendering it. It's doing it. I will put in bars here, and out the other side will come my stuff, but because that's closed off, it saves a little bit. Once you really get your base going and you've got, you know, machinery on every side, having a lot of the machinery inside rooms does add up a bit. If your computer is super slow and you're this early in the game, you're already having lag issues, I apologize. It's only going to get worse. But even with a good computer, if you just, once you've got 20k threat and you've got mobs everywhere and you've got stuff everywhere and all the stuff you have to put outside no matter what, it can really start slowing down. That's why the tooltips and stuff are always warning you to make sure you spread out. And also, now you can use rooms. Oh, right. I promised myself that this was going to be the entire episode. And I'll be back with an episode 10 shortly. That's the one where I'm going to stack 2 rooms over there in order to start creating some of my powered items.